I was like,
Oh my God.
hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm gonna be talking about the Beauty Heroes December box, which has the Ayuna Terra cream. I wasn't subscribed to Beauty Heroes until I saw this cream. I was like, oh my God. I subscribed, like I didn't even think about it. 5 seconds, I was already a member. And I saw a video. I didn't even see it in the Beauty Heroes website or Instagram. I saw it in a YouTube video. I'll share her link down below because I'm not sure. So I saw it in YouTube um in Cruelty Free Vegan Beauties video, and she was talking about this cream, and that's why I went right away to subscribe. But I'm gonna do a little bit of reading um about this cream. If you don't know, because I normally don't do a lot of skincare videos, but I've been using the Ayuna cream for a while. This is my second jar and they last a long time. Also, I try not to use it every day because they're expensive and I just can't afford to be buying more and more, like every 5 6 months. Like I just can't. So I still have a little bit less than half, but I still have enough. And but let me tell you a little bit about um this box. I unfortunately had to destroy the box because it comes so well packaged, like so tight to protect the vessel, because this vessel is handmade, so it's like super precious. So it comes like very tight in a very strong mini corrugated cardboard box. So it was so hard for me to take it out. I'll show a video somewhere here because I did film a little bit to show you guys the box and how it comes, but it was so hard for me to take it out that I just grabbed some scissors and I started cutting the box because I didn't want to damage the vessel. But it came with this small book and it explains everything. Like it has so much information about the formula, the innovation, about the vessel, about how to use it, all the benefits. Like it has so much information. But I'm gonna read just a little bit from their website so you guys have access to that information, because this information only comes with a Beauty Heroes box, like this small book. But in their website, it says, what is it? So what is it? It says the Terra collection, the Terra collection is the embodiment of Ayuna's passion, which promotes a new generation cosmetics through natural, ecological, and sustainable innovation. Terra's fully recyclable ceramic container holds the highest level of cosmetic innovation within it. The latest edition of this iconic collection is Terra Bella, a supreme emulsion with a high percentage of organic active ingredients, 49%, promoting skin longevity and emotional stimulus through its vegan composition based on plasma rich in cell factors from turmeric, and the first in the industry to use biotechnical cocktail obtained from cannabis stem cells. So they take the stem cells from the cannabis um, plant, but it doesn't contain CBD or THC. So it doesn't like it. If you hear that it has is made with CBD oil, is not CBD oil, is just the stem cells from the plant. I guess is something different. I don't know. Like they have so much technology in this that I'm an engineer, but I still don't understand anything about biology or science or nothing. Like I still don't understand these things. But it says that for the first time in the cosmetic industry, cannabis sativa cell cultures reach in a unique cocktail of terpenes and microlipids that trigger the sensory system, resulting in a more attractive perception of the person and a sublime appearance of the skin, as there is a noticeable increase in oxytocin. So apparently it does increase oxytocin in your skin. But check the Ayuna website so you guys can see all the information and all the explanation, because there's a lot. Like if I start reading everything, this video is gonna be 1 hour. What I want to show you is the cream. I want to talk about it. I want to compare it with cream 2, how I feel, how I use it for my, like how it works in my dry skin and everything. I've had it for a week already, more or less, and I've been playing with it. Definitely, this is a cream that for me, it has a learning curve because it's such a weird, not weird, different formula. When I first started with cream 2, I felt the same way. Like cream 2 is supposed to adapt to your skin's necessities. So for me, when I use this, I normally apply my water, essence, toner, and then my vitamin C oil or my vitamin C serum, and then a hydrating serum, because no cream is being able to hydrate on its own. So I always use super hydrating essence, super hydrating vitamin C, super hydrating serums, and then my cream, because I still feel like the tightness on my skin. So when I first used the cream 2, I did all my steps. I used the cream 2, and I felt like my skin felt tight. And I don't like the feeling of tight skin, because for me, tight skin is like I need more moisture. Like I need more hydration. This is not working for me. But in 10 minutes, like my skin felt good. Like it kind of melted into my skin. Like it was so weird. Like it was something totally different from what I'm used to, or from what I've tried before. So for me, it was like, oh my God, like, and I normally do this like to see, because I normally feel it on my forehead. That's where I feel the most dehydration, or that's where I will feel like, okay, if I feel it here, it's like, okay, this is not hydrating enough. I need an oil or something. Like I need to fix this. But with this one, like 10 minutes, and it was like, oh my God, like it feels like I can feel it, and it feels hydrating now. So it was so weird. So when I got this right away, I went and washed my face. I applied it with all my nighttime routine. They recommend this to be your last step because it's thick, like it's a thicker consistency. So they recommend this to be the last step. They recommend that you use their oil, their what's it called? Skin Revival Serum. This is an oil. I'm done with this. Like, I really have to save for a few months to be able to afford this again. But so they recommend that you use first the cellular oil and then Terra. Like, Terra is the one that is gonna seal all your moisture, as if it was an oil. Like, that's what normally oils do, like thick oils. That's what they do. They lock in the moisture where, well, that's what this is gonna do. So when I first apply it, I did all my serums and everything. And at night, I normally don't have a lot of time, or I'm already too tired to wait for all my products to sink in. So when I do that, I applied this one, and I think I applied too much. Like, I thought I was applying it as if I was using the cream too, and that's a mistake, because this is a lot richer, so it's thicker than cream too. So what I did was I did all my skin routine, and then I put a bunch of it, like a lot, and then everything started peeling. So I'm like, okay, what is this? I've noticed that this, like, you have to wait for all your previous steps to sink in for a minute or two and then apply it, right? So the first night I was like, okay. So I started dabbing it, and it kind of, because this consistency, let me show you. So I just grab a little bit. This consistency, like, if you start rubbing and rubbing and rubbing and rubbing, the more you rub, you see the thicker it gets and the wider it gets. So I was like that, and this is because I apply way too much. So I was like that with my face, so I just kept rubbing and rubbing and rubbing, and it started getting white and white and thicker and thicker. So I was like, what is this? So I started dabbing it. So when you kind of dab it, it starts disappearing a little bit. So that's what I started doing. So I was like, ooh, okay. I started dabbing it, and see, even here, like, it starts peeling. Like, it started kind of like peeling weird. But I did that on my face. So I was like, okay, this is weird, right? So right away, this formula is a matte finish compared to this one. This one has a more dewy finish, right? So this is thick too, but this does melt pretty easily. This does melt pretty easily. I'm waiting for this one to dry. So I'm gonna wait a little bit for both to dry, to sink in my skin, so you can see the difference. Cream 2 has a little bit, like a little bit dewy, a radiance finish, and Terra is matte. So when I first had it, when I first used it that night, I felt my skin tight. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not gonna like this, and I'm gonna hate it, because this is a treasure. So I'm like, I need to like it. I need to make it work, because this thing is $455, so you better enjoy it, right? So I was kind of like panicking a little bit. Like, I I was having an anxiety attack right there because it was feeling tight. So I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do? So that was the first night. Then next day, I washed my face just with water like I always do. I did all my routine, and normally in the morning, after the shower, I do my essence, like watery essence, and then a hydrating essence, and then I dry my body, and then I put my vitamin C right away. Actually, right away, I put my vitamin C while my face is still damp. And then I wait a little bit, I dry my body, and then I put my hydrating serum. So then I start putting cream like on my belly, because right now I'm already 6 months, so my belly is growing. So I'm like, I want to give it time to absorb all the oil and cream I'm putting on my belly. So then I put cream on my belly while my hydrating serum soaks in. And then I put Terra. And when I did that, oh my God, like a huge change. Obviously, I felt at the beginning like, okay, this still feels tight, but I didn't pay too much attention because I was still putting body lotion everywhere. So then I started feeling that it was like, oh, okay, I feel it. For me, matte, like creams or makeup or anything that has a matte finish, it just doesn't work for my dry skin because it makes it look like cardboard and dull, and it just doesn't feel right. But this one, again, after a few minutes, it started feeling it started feeling hydrating. It didn't look dewy like cream 2. I don't know if you can see. So this is Terra and this is cream 2. So Terra is a little bit more on the matte side, and cream 2 does have a beautiful radiance. And then Terra is still, like, I can still feel it, but it has a less radiant finish. To be honest, is more on the matte side. So then I was like, okay, it feels, but it's not enough. So I'm like, okay, I put my SPF from Big Man 1802. That one is very hydrating, so it kind of helped a little bit. And it didn't peel, like nothing peeled. So I was like, okay, I'm super happy. Now I know that I need to let my everything else sink in before I go with this one. I still put a lot, and I still was having such a hard time applying it. Then at night, I read that someone on Instagram said that she mixed it with her oil to emulsify it to make it a little bit more hydrating because it wasn't enough for her. So that's what I did. I did all my steps, and then I put a thick oil from Aman. I think the brand is Aman. So I started rubbing it, and I started putting it on my skin, and it peeled. Like, it just didn't like it. Like, the cream didn't like that oil, period. Like, it doesn't work well with thick oils. So I had a hard time. Like, it was just peeling all over, so I had to remove it. I removed everything, and then I used the cellular oil, and it works perfect with this oil. This is a drier formula. This is a very thin oil, so I consider it a dry oil. It's very thin, and unfortunately, I Like I don't have anymore, but it's super, super thin. So it absorbs right away. So this one works perfect with Terra Bella. Super, super good. And then it gives you a more hydrating finish with this oil. That's what I noticed, that it works better with thin oils, and you have to put the oil before the cream. The cream needs to be your last step because it's so thick that I feel that if you put, because I tried to put an oil, if you rub it, it's just gonna peel. So if you want to put an oil after, you're probably just gonna have to like dab it, and don't try to rub it because then the cream it's definitely gonna peel. So that was my second day. So the third day I did exactly what I did the second day, and it was working fine. And every day I was using it, it was working better and better. So finally yesterday I was like, this cream is supposed to be, or this line, Ayuna, what they say is like you can use this one as your moisturizer and eye cream. Like you don't need two, you can use one. This one is they say you can use it as your serum if you want, as your moisturizer and your eye cream. Like what they want is to put all the benefits in one product so you don't have to be layering too much. So in my mind I was like, there's no way a cream is gonna work on its own with my dry skin in winter with the heat on. No way, because my skin is terrible when I have the heat on. It just is bad, like super, super bad. It itches, it's dry, you can see all my wrinkles, it's dull, it's the worst skin you will ever see. So yesterday I'm like, I'm gonna try this, let's hope it works. So I put the cream on its own, no water, no essence, no hydrating, nothing, no serums, nothing. I didn't even put SPF because I really wanted to see how the cream performed. Oh my God, I was telling my husband, I cannot believe I'm only wearing the cream and my face feels amazing. I'm like, what is this? This is weird. My skin it didn't look super radiant again because it has a matte finish, but it, like, I could feel it. I could feel it, and I could, like, you know, I always do that. I could feel the hydration everywhere. And I was fine the whole day until night. Then at night I did put my vitamin C because I skipped it in the morning and everything. But in the, like, all day I was wearing only that cream. And also I changed the amount I was using because I took the masterclass, the Ayuna masterclass from Beauty Heroes. It was like a 1 hour and a half conversation with the creators of this cream. Super, super smart women. So I asked the question because they had like a chat where you could ask questions. So I asked the question. I'm like, what do I do? Like, if I rub it and keep rubbing and rubbing and rubbing and it keep thicker and thicker, what do I do? Do I dab it, or do I keep rubbing until it disappears? So the people from Beauty Heroes told me, you're probably using too much cream. Like, you need to put just like a small dab on each part. And I was probably doing like a whole, like I was doing the whole thing, like. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to do less. And I put just like a small teeny tiny, and it worked. It didn't peel. It didn't make these wide thick consistency, nothing. Like it absorbed right away, even with my serums and on its own. Like the amount does matter. You need a very small amount. When I use it on its own, I did go twice, because the first time I was like, I need a little bit more. So I did go with a little bit more, because I didn't have my hydrating serums and my oils and anything. So I did have to go again with it, but it worked perfectly. It's such a weird and different cream, but it is amazing. So now I'm using it day and night. And I feel every time, like right now, I don't have, like I didn't put foundation. I just put, like I normally do, like my concealer, blush, and bronzer. But it does look, the blush I use is from Gresa, so it kind of has oils. That's why, like, it does look kind of radiant. But like this, like here, for example, this is the cream. Well, the cream with my serums and everything. But it looks and feels very hydrating. And I noticed that the more I used it, or as the days passed, like my skin was feeling better and better and better. Like I guess it was adapting to the cream, because the first day I was like, oh my god, I'm hating this. Like this is not for me. Like cream 2 does that. It makes my skin feel tight, but it goes away. With Terra it just didn't happen. I'm like, I'm not gonna like this. And what am I gonna do with 3.4 ounces? Like this is double. This is double the size of cream 2, and I've had cream 2 like for 10 months already. So I'm like, what am I gonna do with 3.4 ounces if I don't like it? But then in the morning, like my skin started reacting differently. No rashes, no sensitivity. I had a little bit of red on my cheeks. It was starting to calm down, like not disappearing, but like I definitely saw that it was a little bit calmer, like a little bit more calm, my skin. And then the third day, like a little bit more hydrated and more. And so I'm like, oh my god, like this, it definitely has a learning curve. Now I know how it works well and how it doesn't work well. Like definitely with the thick oils is harder. So now I have a thinner oil that works good with it. I actually mixed it with a thinner oil, because I was gone, like this was gone. So I have another thinner oil, so I mixed it with it and it worked perfectly. Like it didn't peel or anything. So it was awesome. Yeah, this is such a good cream. Very different cream, but it's such a good cream, to be honest. I don't know if you can see. You see this is a little bit more matte, and this is definitely more radiant. So this is cream 2, and this is Terra Bella. Yeah, definitely cream 2 is a little bit more dewy. I love them both, to be honest. I think this one is, for me, it's a little bit more for summer, and Terra Bella winter, definitely, because it's thicker. But yeah, I just wanted to tell you my learning curve, like how I work with it, how I started discovering the best way to use it. Definitely for my eyes, it's amazing. It is a beautiful, beautiful cream. You have to get used to it, because again, you have to know the amount you put. If you put too much, then it's just gonna peel. You have to start with a low amount, and then if you need a little bit more, then go with a little bit more and start building up. Like, don't go like with a bunch, because it's gonna peel and you're gonna hate it. So that's my advice. Start with a small amount and then work from there. But yeah, I just wanted to share my thoughts because it was definitely something different for me. But this is honestly an amazing product, and I'm using it day and night, and I'm loving it now. But thank you guys for watching. I know it's still gonna be a long video, but I had a lot of thoughts that I wanted to share. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.